name is Miss Lisa for the Fayette County Public Library, and this is Science Isn't Scary Out and About. Today I'm here with Josh Simpkins. Hi Josh, how are you?
I'm good.
And we're at the Falmouth Farm Supply Seed Company, and we're going to be talking about some agricultural science today. So Josh and I have pulled out a couple of bags of seed. Josh, can you tell me why this seed is pink and purple, and what do you have over there? Some green seeds?
I've got green soybeans. So yeah, the color on them is actually treatment. When they are planted, there's all kinds of funguses and insects that want to eat them.
Okay.
So when when farmers go to plant them, we want to protect them. So at the plant, they will be treated with insecticides and fungicides to help protect them so they can get off and get growing quickly.
That's really cool. So what do you do with all this seed here?
All this seed is sold. We are Pioneer hybrid dealers.
Okay.
So we sell seed to the farmers, corn, soybeans, and wheat. And what they'll do is that's what gets planted. It's what you guys see growing in the fields as you drive around the countryside nowadays. So.
Cool. So there's a lot of circular buildings back here. Are these storage bins or silos, or what do we call all this stuff that we have here behind you?
Those are grain bins. So once the farmers take the seed that we sell them, they plant it in the fields. Come harvest, they harvest all that grain, and they will bring that to us, and then that's what gets stored in all these bins behind us.
Okay, what are all are those elevators or walkways, or why is it all, what is all that back there?
They're called grain legs. The tall things are called grain legs. That's what gets the grain high enough in the air, and then it drops it in the tubes, or what the grain falls down, and that's how it drops into the top of the grain bin. The catwalks are conveyors. They're not augers, so it's just a rubber belt that carries the grain.
Okay.
It's a lot gentler on it than an auger. An auger would kind of grind it.
Sure.
So most of the stuff is made into belts to where it just carries the grain. It doesn't forcefully move it with like an auger would.
All right. Is there any way we can see inside one of those?
Absolutely.
All right, now that we're inside this grain bin,
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about how it works?
Yeah, this grain bin we're in holds 575,000 bushel of grain, corn or soybeans. It's a little bit of weight that will be in here when it's all full. As farmers harvest and bring us, it will get put in here. As we receive truck after truck, we'll keep continuing to fill this up till it's full. And then, there's certain aspects of this as we go. That we, as you look around, the floor is graded. That way we can force air up through it to keep the grain dry so that it stays in really good condition. There is wires hanging from the ceiling. Those wires are all moisture probes. So at any time throughout the year while this bin's full, we can tell whether the moisture is staying where we want it to, or if there's what we would call like a hot spot. If we get something that gets some moisture with no air, it will get hot and create those hot spots. So these moisture sensors help us keep the grain in really good quality and in good shape for us to be able to sell later on.
What about the safety issues? Are there any safety procedures you have in place to keep people safe when they're working around?
Yeah, we don't allow people in while it's going on. There's some safety stuff while it's built, how it empties. So we will keep that as that going. I said that they're not allowed in by themselves. Just to make sure kind of a buddy system, so to speak. And but other than that, the moisture probes will help with that, because that's where you get into trouble on those hot spots, as they won't fall down. So and then the grain underneath will empty, and it'll look like a false floor kind of aspect. So, and then once that grain will collapse, that's when it collapses around them. So that's why all these probes are in here, to kind of help alleviate some of those.
So now driving by, I would call this a silo. Can you tell our viewers what the difference between this grain storage bin is and a silo?
Silos, I guess, are typically what we consider concrete block or
okay.
concrete. These are metal, so that would be kind of the difference in that. So silos are usually not as big around as what these grain bins are.
They still hold grain.
They still hold grain, yes. Yeah, we've got a couple here on the facility that we still call silos that still hold grain. So yes.
All right, so Josh, we saw all the seed bins and everything, but you also do feed here as well, right?
Yes, part of what we do is, we custom grind and mix feeds. So,
Okay.
we were just in some of the grain bins we had. We will take some of that grain, some of that corn, and we will use that to grind and mix our own cattle, sheep, goat feed for customers of ours. So, yes.
All right, so we're here with a lot of equipment and stuff. Can you tell us what some of this stuff does?
This is, where they do all the mixing of the feed. Right here, there's all these handles. They're different bulk bins from different premixes, for different species of animals. And the scales, it's all rationed out as far as how much of each product they need. So that's all done from right here. And all that goes straight into the mixers. And then that mixer then will mix all that up, get it evenly distributed, and they'll bag it up for the customer.
Great. So do you do anything besides cattle feed and goat and pig?
Cattle, sheep, pigs, goats, horses.
Okay.
Yep.
So anybody that has a farm would come to you for
Yes.
seed and feed?
For seed and feed, yes.
Okay, wow. This has been very fascinating. He really knows his agricultural science. My name is Miss Lisa. We have been out and about today. This is a show called Science Isn't Scary. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.